Insidious Chapter 3. I wanted to say 5. Insidious Chapter 3. Some of the performances were just so, like, they didn't even care, or they weren't even trying. That was at the beginning. The beginning just kind of felt like it was rushed or forced. I don't know why. It just didn't seem real, especially from Dermot Mulroney. He could do better. The story was, I want to say, a lot more Exorcist-ish. It was basically like watching a new version of Exorcist, sort of. And it was a good watch. You know, you could watch it and be like, oh, that was good. Yeah. Not something you'd be like, oh, I gotta get that DVD. No, it's definitely not that. So, yeah. Good watch. 3 O's. Yeah, stick with the first 2. Spy. Ha! Melissa. I love that lady. Lady always makes me laugh. She's so nice, and to have so much vulgarity come from her is just icing on the cake. Love that movie. 5 O's. 5 O's. Like a spy movie that's funny, but still a better cliche rip than most. Because all they're doing is just making fun of cliches in spy movies, and they do, like, Paul Fing is great at that. And I can't wait till his Ghostbusters comes out. Yes, he's doing Ghostbusters. Both of them. He's doing the male version and a female version with Melissa McCarthy in it. Hello! So yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be real good. 5 O's for Spy. I've watched that twice. Oh, Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland. A lot of people gave this shit. I don't know why. I guess because you have to pay attention to the movie to actually get what's going on, and even then you're kind of like, what the fuck? Not what the fuck lost, but what the fuck are you even doing this for? You know, not the overall big ending point, but just like in the middle, like, why are you doing this? Basically, I said that because for 30 minutes you get one narrative, and then after the 30 minutes you get a whole nother narrative. Basically saying, okay, he told that story, well, I'm going to tell this story. I mean, they both connect, but still, you could have just picked one. You didn't have to go, this one. That was basically just saying, here's my story, and then here's her story. Exposition, you gotta love it. Anyways, everybody thought it was just for kids. Or adults just thought it was just for kids. Or kids just thought it was for adults. Honestly, if you have an imagination and you understand people talking, it's for anyone. But it did not do well at the box office. No, by no means. It did really bad, especially for Disney. That sucks. But I will say that. And I will say that you can watch that maybe 2 to 3 times. It's a pretty good watch. I see it being a cult classic instantly. It's definitely going to be one of those cult classics. People are going to go back and be like, you know what? This was really good. Yeah. Oh. I want to give it 3.5 O's. 3.5 to 4 O's. I'm still debating on that. We have Big Eyes. And that was part of a true story. Of course, it's an indie movie. Gotta have an indie movie out of all of those. That movie was more than I expected. Now, you have Amy Adams and you have Christopher Waltz. Christopher Waltz, amazing actor. Amy Adams, amazing actress. But the period that they're in and the story that they're telling, I was just expecting, you know, like, okay, this is going to be pretty good drama. You know, it's going to be maybe tear-jerking a little bit, gripping, suspenseful. And it was all of that plus thrillerish. But what got me was, I don't know, I've just never seen Amy Adams be that type of person before. Very vulnerable, very submissive. She was very good. She was very good at that. And then when she became the dominant one, I was waiting for that. I was like, okay, where's the Amy Adams? I know this can kick ass, and bam, it comes. It definitely comes. It pays off. And if anybody hasn't seen it or don't know the story about the Keens, well, I'm not going to spoil it. I hate spoilers. They're terrible. You will not be disappointed in this movie. You will definitely get a good watch out of this, and you'll feel full. You know, once you've seen it, you'll be like, damn, that was a good movie. What do I do now? 5 O's. Now we're on to topics. Today's topic will be friendship. You say, what about friendship? I say, you have 2 friends. One in a relationship, working. One not in a relationship, not working. One with the relationship, we're going to call them Susan. The one without the relationship, not working, we're going to call them Tammy. So, Susan and Tammy are friends. Of course, they're girls, yes. So, Tammy wants to see Susan. Susan says, I'm kind of busy. Nothing personal. Tammy says, okay. Eventually, this happens way too often for Tammy. Gets a little upset. Says something. Takes Susan off. Susan's like, fuck your face. You know? Boom. They're kind of not on the ins and outs anymore. Tammy knows she kind of says something wrong, but then doesn't think it's as bad as what Susan thought it was. Susan is all like, your couch sucks. Fuck your couch. Tammy is all, well, fuck your couch and the horse they rid in on. Yeah. But underline that, Tammy is really hurt because Tammy thinks that this happens way too often. And that is why Tammy said those things. Even though Tammy still doesn't think that what she said is that bad, she doesn't see that if somebody cares for something, you can't talk bad about it or talk ill will about someone and whatever they are caring about, because that's their perspective. If their perspective is to care about that something, you can't tell them that it's wrong, even if it's the baddest thing in the world for them to care about. You really can't. You could say it all you want, but it's up to them to realize it. So Tammy and Susan aren't talking. Now I know both of them. They're both my friends. And I told Tammy that you should let it go. I haven't talked to Susan yet because I know where Susan is coming from, in a sense. I've been on both of those sides. I've been the person with the relationship and the friend, and the person without the relationship, without work, without the friend. And when you're on both of those sides, you have to realize something. And most of the time, both sides don't realize that. The person that's in the relationship and has work and maybe has other friends doesn't see that your friend that doesn't have all that stuff does still need you. Granted, you can't give them all the attention that they have, because at the moment they have all the free time in the world. Whereas your time is delved out in 1 to 2 hours with this person, 5 to 6 hours with this place, 2 to 3 hours with this person, and maybe I'll get some sleep. That's kind of how it runs. Whereas they have 16 to 20 hours of open time, maybe. I mean, you can't delegate that as easily. And I try to let Tammy see that, because that's the opposite side of that. The opposite side is when you have all that free time, you get mad that why can't this person come and hang out and just chill and be my friend? One, they might not have that time. And that open time that they might have, who's to say they're not run down or tired? Who's to say that they might need some sleep? Who's to say they might just need to get something to eat? Who's to say, hello, they might want their own alone time? People forget, you do need to be alone every once in a while. Nobody around, nobody with you, just you in your little spot, just free. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, not like a week or anything. Just, an hour, 2. But they don't, Tammy might not get that. I mean, she might get it, but she still thinks that, when are you going to try and hang out with me? I get that. But there's still, that's the reason sometimes the two don't see that. You are off all the time. You don't have anything going on. And also you're getting depressed because you don't have all those things. And then you can see how Susan is, and then you could be innocent. I'm not saying that you are. Some people are jealous of that. They don't understand it and they don't admit to it, but sometimes they are jealous that they have work, that they have a relationship, and all that. I really don't think that they can be not talking for long. Hopefully, I can get those two to butt heads again and be like, what up, girl? What up, bitch? What up, how? You know how girls are. And that goes for men, too. Men don't realize that either. You have a friend, and majority of the time it is that friend that doesn't have the girlfriend that always wants to hang out. And generally, the guy that hangs out with his friend more than his girlfriend, even though that's not to say that she's not working or something. If she's working, then yeah, you know, hang out with your boy, what have you. But if she's off and she's saying, hey, let's spend some time together, and you go, no, I'm going to hang out with my boy that I was already hanging out with for 3 hours before that, but I'm going to still hang out with him more. That's not fair. And that's not respectful. You know, it's the same practice. You know, you say you love this person, so act like it. You say that's your friend, act like it. Granted, your friend is supposed to know that you're in a relationship, and that goes both ways. You're supposed to be a good friend. You're supposed to know that, hey, I need to hang out with my significant other. Hey, you're my friend. I'm supposed to know that I'm supposed to hang out with you when I actually do have a moment of time. People don't see that, though. People say, I have free time. It's mine. It's my time, and I want to do what I want to do with it when I want to, which is their right. But if you want to have friends, and you want to be sociable, you kind of have to follow those rules. If a person like me doesn't give a fuck, then yeah, you can just be like, fuck them, fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. Because at the end of the day, it's your perspective. If you can't handle your perspective, then I would suggest that you would get a different perspective and see if that doesn't help. Well, cats and kittens, that's it for today. Come back.